So today I want to talk to you all about how to ensure that you do not have boom Zoom bombers um, in your Zoom classes. So one way, it's kind of a twofold situation. We want to make sure in your navigation bar on the left after you've signed in that you have your settings, um, and you're going to click that, and then you are going to go, you can just click security and scroll down until you see only authenticated users can join meeting. You need to make sure that that's toggled on, and I'm pretty sure most of you have already done that. So most of you already have that toggled on, but you're probably not aware of the second piece of this as to why students are still getting into classes without having to be logged in. So if you notice underneath there, it says meeting authentication options. So the two options right now that you have already are CMS Zoom authentications. That's the one that we want to default and make sure that we have listed in all of our Zoom classes, so that students have to log in, and then you have sign into Zoom. So that one can be used for parents, other colleagues, or anyone that is not a CMS employee. One other thing that I did want to mention was that in breakout rooms, and so that is also under your settings in meeting advanced, that does have to be toggled on in order to be able to use breakout rooms within your Zoom meetings. But also underneath that, the new option that we have, and I have that box around it, is that we want to allow the host to assign participants prior to that meeting starting. So when you're scheduling that meeting, so you'll need to make sure that that is toggled on as well. So once you have those two things toggled on, you've turned on the authentication button in your settings. What we're seeing and why students are still able to log in without being logged into their CMS account is that these meeting links, the ones that we created that are recurring, were created prior to us getting Zoom EDU. Therefore, it did not default that authentication. So you'll need to edit each one of your reoccurring links and toggle on the authentication. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So again, in your meetings, you're going to choose your link, your Zoom link, and you're going to edit that. You want to make sure that you edit all occurrences. It will not let you toggle on authentication if you hit edit this occurrence. It needs to be all of them because those are carbon copies. As you scroll down to meeting options, I believe is what it's named, you will see require authentication to join. That is not toggled on right now. That must be toggled on, and we must choose the drop-down CMS Zoom authentication. This will require students to be logged into their CMS account in order to join your Zoom call. It will also provide us with their student email address in each meeting report daily. So that way, if students do not put in the right names, we can track them by their student IDs. And that is the security that CMS wants us to make sure that we follow. Also, I just, at the bottom, as you're editing this, you may want to think about an alternative host. So this is a great option if for some reason you are running late, something happens, you get sick, you have a child that gets sick, you have to go home, you're not able to start that class or attend that class, especially if you're in a co-teaching situation, you may want to go ahead and add that co-teacher as an alternative host. So this other option that you have, if you have a Zoom meeting that you want to hold that does not, or that has people other than CMS employees or students, they do not have a CMS email, you can choose that drop down where originally it says CMS authentication, choose sign into Zoom. This will just require them to sign into their Zoom account prior to joining your meeting. Now, if you are not even sure that they have a Zoom account, you can untoggle that altogether, and therefore allows anybody to go into that Zoom meeting. Make sure after all of these changes that you do save, because we know that those will only work correctly as if we save them. If you have questions moving forward, please, please, please do not hesitate to reach out to Ms. Bailey. Look forward to helping you, and have a great afternoon.